Well, hello friends, this is Kevin, the homemaker husband. Once again, I'd like to say thank you for choosing to spend a few moments with me. Thank you to those of you who have just very recently subscribed. We appreciate it. Thank you to those of you who have been with us for years. You know we appreciate you. We're very grateful that you're still here. I would ask that maybe you go check and make sure you're still subscribed. We still lose subscribers. We still hear from subscribers that say they've gone and checked and found that they were unsubscribed. So, if you'll do that, I will appreciate it. We're going to show you a little grocery haul and maybe another thing or two along the way or somewhere in this video. So once again, stay tuned and we will show you the things we had to pick up. Okay, without spending too much time at it, I will show you the things that I stopped and picked up at M&M the other night. Michelle did the order, same as she usually does, and I just stopped on my way home from work and picked it up. So we got just one of these. I think this is a new product for us, so it's a test. 6 cheese tortellini. Just one of those. Obviously we will share it and test it together. Some of these, they're calling the gourmet stuffed potatoes. These are very good. We've had them before, so it's not a new product for us, but typically very good. Eat with anything you want. But she also picked up a bottle of this dipping sauce. That one is a new product for us. We've never had the M&M dipping sauce. This one, tartar sauce, we have had before. It is really very good, and it's not one that irritates Michelle, I'll say. Got one of these Lavalicious chocolate cakes. You know that's one of our favorites, and I say it every time. They are a lot of calories. When we make one, Michelle and I share it. We're that old couple you see at McDonald's cutting a burger in half. That would be us if we ever went to McDonald's. But yeah, so we enjoy those. These steaks are a favorite of ours, and every time they're on special, Michelle picks a couple up. And she had a discount code this time, so she got a couple more. That is the French side, I guess. And, or maybe it's the same, yeah. So they're very good. We love them. She also got a piece of salmon here. She enjoys that very much. 22 minutes right from frozen in the oven at 400. Makes them just the way she likes them. A bag of this stuff, mushroom risotto. Every time I eat this, I like it a little more. It's very, very good. And also one of these, this is another tester, a creamy chicken pot pie. Looks very good. Usually M&M stuff is not disappointing, so I'm sure it will be good. Another thing that we will share, and this double chocolate fudge brownie cake. Cut the pieces small and make it last for a while, and it's very good. It would be too much to eat real quickly, you know what I mean? It's very rich, but very tasty. So yeah, we got one of those. So that is this portion of the grocery haul. Okay, starting on my right, working left, I'm going to show you some items that we picked up at Walmart. So starting here, mini Ritz sandwiches. There's the French side. And there's the English side, peanut butter. They're tiny, about the size of a quarter, but they're pretty tasty. You know, so a good little snack, a few of these in a sandwich bag, in my lunch or whatever I decide to do. Michelle likes them as well, so yeah, we use them up however we see fit here. I might just show you this. This is light soya. There's the French side. There's the English side. This is actually a substitution. She had ordered, I believe, the Great Value kind, and they didn't have it, so they subbed it up like they say they will, creating quite a shadow here. This is garlic powder. We run out of that. This is another substitute. She ordered a bag, and she got this bottle instead, so it's a better brand name, I guess. 2 boxes of the Ritz crackers here, 2 of those, as I said. Over here, 2 dozen large eggs, again, the great value ones that we always get. 2 of these smoked turkey breast. I think most of these you get a deal when you buy 2. I think usually it's 3, maybe she just got the 2. This is another loaf of the Wonder Bread. Obviously I've got to turn around backwards, not that that's world ending. Whole wheat Wonder Bread. Another loaf of that. We use about a loaf a week, really. She bought a bag of these. Basically, these are for our store because the last bag we used up. I looked at them at Costco, but it's like about I forget, it's a huge bag for $28 or $29, and I mean huge. We would never use them up before they got really old and white and stuff, so we just opted for a smaller bag. More expensive by the gram than buying the big bag, sure, but it does make sense if we're going to waste. Another pound of this Lactantia lactose-free butter. That would be the French side there. This means it's salted right there. And here is somewhere the English side. Yeah. Lactantia, lactose-free, salted butter. She's got a bag of these. We like them. They're on special this week, so she got them. We're out of peanut butter. We usually get the Jif. She said this stuff right here has less sugar in it by half of what the Jif does. So, and I happen to like that stuff better anyway. But anyway. This is luncheon meat that we eat. We have several, so this one's gonna go into the store. There's the French side and the English side. Now here is the spicy topped hummus that I like. It's indescribable how good that is. It really is. And then this stuff here, roasted red pepper hummus, the topped stuff. That's what Michelle prefers. And it's good too. But I just love that right there. She bought a bunch of green onions. And I'll just go back to the back here again. She got one of these. These are her favorite sidekick flavor. And also a pizza kit. We haven't had a pizza kit for quite some time. They are quite pricey. I'm not sure what this one was, but she wanted one, so she got one. Now we have 2 of these. Michelle likes these very well. There's 2 chicken and 2 vegetable. They're easy for her to make, and she likes them. There's not a lot of calories in them, but if she's in a pinch for something to eat, and she can get that herself without too much difficulty. She got a lovely green pepper. You can see how big it is in relation to my hand. It's huge. I mean, we pay by the weight anyway, but that's a nice one. She's got a red pepper here. And over here, Purex laundry detergent. You've seen us before use the great value, scent-free, dye-free, free, but they never have it. It's such a good price. It's still only $10 for the big jug. They never have it. So they didn't have it again today. This bottle here was on sale for $5.97, and then they had the next size up. I can't remember how many liters it was, but it was 105 washes for $14.97. So 2 of these, 100 washes for $11 or $12 basically. So makes sense to buy the big one. And we are very, very near out of sandwich bags. We use a lot of them. We're very near out of them, so she got a box of those. The 300 count is the best price. And then once again, she got me 2 of these. Water is unavailable. This week it's been tremendously hot, so give me just a minute. I'm going to turn the camera around, talk to you for a minute. Okay, this is my old atlas. This is most of New Brunswick. There's more up above the blue line. I'll show you that in a minute. But for those of you who are interested, we are right about here. This is obviously Fredericton, and we literally are about in that area right there. So yesterday morning, first thing I did was I took an empty reefer trailer. This is the blue line is the 4-lane highway now. Took it up to Woodstock, where I stopped and got the trailer washed out, and I fueled the reefer and my truck. Then I took it on up and went over here to Florenceville. That's where the McCain plant is. And I dropped the trailer there and then came back to Heartland, to the old Dutch plant. Now, for reference, Florenceville to Heartland, they pay us 13 miles. So it's pretty short there. Now, from Heartland, they give me a load going to Bathurst. So the easiest trek, it's not necessarily the easiest, I guess, and time-wise, I don't know whether it's worth it, but I went up to Florenceville again. I'm losing my focus here. And up here to Bristol. Can't get it to focus on there. And travel out through this road, out through Juniper, come clear across through Napadog, and that's a funny little spot, to Williamsburg, and it came here. And I didn't know what this road would be like. Next time I'm going to try it. The old highway. But anyway, I popped down into Stanley. That's very close, and just come out and hit the number 8 here, Nashwauk Bridge, and you run that all the way across, until you come to Miramichi. Now, Miramichi, I still refer to it as Chatham most of the time, but they've amalgamated and changed the name. So ordinarily you'd hit number 8 and head right to Bathurst. But right now there's a fire in this area here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. But anyway, so they've got it, that highway, number 8, up through there is closed. So right here, you carry on up the number 11 till you get to New Jersey. You go actually through New Jersey, and you come right to that highway 450 in Legacyville. I'm not sure that's pretty English the way I'm saying it, but take 450 across and hit number 8 again. And I have to go back a page. And when I go back a page, here we are, number 8. See, this is where we come out and run up into Bathurst to the terminal. So I literally was from one side of the provinces of Maine right here, from one side of the province, clear up and up here. So east or west to east and back again. It was 822 kilometers, so 510 miles about. Anyway, that was my day yesterday. And these roads here, the problem with these roads is you can't travel 100 kilometers an hour on it. 90 kilometer speed limit, and it goes up and down, and here it's 80, but my goodness, if you did 80, you'd be on the moon. So anyway, that was quite a day yesterday. All right, folks, I guess at this point, the next thing I'll tell you is, last weekend I went to Costco and I picked up a few things. And it was getting on in the day and whatnot. We were busy, I was lazy, something. I never even made a video of the Costco run. I picked up the usual Advil, toilet paper. I got some black garbage bags. I got ground beef, which I packaged up. And it's a great way to buy it, sort of you're buying in bulk. I'm going to investigate next time the large tube of ground beef. I believe they have them there, and see if that's a better price. The stuff that I got the other day was basically even a little more expensive per pound than what we get it at Walmart for. That being said, I could talk about ground beef for a while if I wanted to, but I don't. And sorry, I can't remember what all that I had picked up there, but just a typical Costco haul for us. Nothing really very exciting at all. I had to take Kaylin today. The stuff we needed, right? So we didn't wait. I had to take Kaylin today, and I got some onion flakes. I forgot to pick them up last week, or forgot that I needed them, forgot to put them on the list. Whatever the case, I did not get them. So there is that. Next thing, for those of you, there are a few viewers here in New Brunswick. There's a lot in Canada, and there's a pile of yous in the US. And I know that all over the place, people are dealing with forest fires. I know in the state of Maine they have some, Nova Scotia they have some, and here in New Brunswick I think we have 5 or 6 active fires as I record this. And listen, I don't want to start a debate or anything. I'm trying to be kind of neutral on this, but the media, for whatever reason, well, we know what the reason is, but the media is really hyping the forest fire danger. I'm getting, as you can tell by my nice white mustache, I'm getting fairly long in the tooth here. And if the Lord's willing, I'll get a little longer. But this summer, right now, it was a tremendously hot week this week. It was one of the hottest weeks that I remember. But we've had very extreme hot spells, and we've had them for much longer than what we're having right now this year. I have seen a graph showing that the forest fire occasions, what's the right word? Just slipped my mind. Another part of getting long in the tooth. There's not as many forest fires now, and there has not been in the past few years as there was many years ago. For whatever reason, being more careful. Modern equipment working in the woods maybe doesn't set fires like it used to. I know that they, older equipment, hot exhaust that was more exposed and whatnot, they started some fires. Maybe now they don't work them as much. Maybe they stay out of the woods. I know there have been times when the government has put fire bans on and made them guys stop working. But here in New Brunswick and in Nova Scotia, our government's announced, because they're bandwagoners, really, in a nutshell they are, a complete and total ban on going into the woods. You go across the river here to Odell Park, they've got that all gated off like nobody can walk in the woods. And along with that, they've both announced in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia $25,000 fines if you're caught in the woods. Nova Scotia is a little worse than New Brunswick, if I'm not mistaken, in that if you own 100 acres of ground and you've got a mowed lawn 50 yards behind your house or that far, and then the woods, you're not even allowed to go into your own woods. You're not allowed to do anything. Here in New Brunswick, they've closed all the crown land, so the government-owned property is closed. I traveled a route yesterday and I saw lots of signs right out in the middle of the woods saying that it was closed. No traffic, period. Can't be in the woods at all or risk getting a $25,000 fine, which is ridiculous. We won't go into that. But it's a lot to do about nothing. Now, I'm not saying there isn't risk of forest fire. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is this summer is no worse than many other summers that we've experienced in my lifetime. Keeping in mind that for many years, in the earlier years of my adulthood, I was in the woods a lot, shooting on the wheelers, fishing, doing whatever. And back in them years, I used to be a smoker. We were very careful. We didn't start fires, right? So, as I said, I'm not going to go down the conspiracy theory trail. I think some of them are ridiculous. But I do think the government lockdowns are unnecessary, and it's just hype. This year is no worse than any other year. Period. There's that. So, all of that being said, so it was a long day yesterday. That's why we have some of the foods that are real super easy for Michelle to prepare. Because on a day like yesterday, I left here at 7, and I think it was just about 9 o'clock when I came in the door. So last evening, so it was a long day for her. And when she needs to get something, she's already worn out, right? She needs something that's quick and easy. So that's why, like the soups and some of the stuff that you will see us get. Lots of people like to complain about some of the things. I could do another video on that. So anyway, I don't care. They can complain all they want. I like to say that if you've sent us prayer requests, you're being prayed for. We read every comment. Sometimes we miss some, but at some point we'll go back through them, and some we can respond to, some we can't. Depends on what's going on, right? But anyway, we are grateful to each and every one of you. A lot of you have told us and do tell us that you're praying for us, and know that we appreciate it. This has been a rough summer. I'll just say that. So we appreciate the prayers. If you have asked us to pray for you, know that you are prayed for fervently on a daily basis, probably before a lot of you get out of bed. So anyway, there's that. So this is Kevin, the homemaker husband, once again, saying God bless and bye for now.